Hi, I'm Julie, and I want to take a few minutes today to talk to you about fresh herbs. First of all, fresh herbs are a great thing to add to any dish, and they're inexpensive because you can grow several of them in your yard. They're perennials, they come back every year, so they don't cost you any money, and they just add a lot of flavor. And the trick to herbs that's different than using spices is herbs lose their flavor fairly quickly, so you want to add them to the end of a dish rather than cooking them through a long dish. Of course, if you're baking something, that's different, but if you're sauteing or doing other things, you want to add it at the end. The other thing about fresh herbs is just that they do tend to lose flavor as well if you soak them. So when you rinse them, what you want to do is make it very quickly. I've just taken this oregano, I've just cut this out of my garden, and I just rinsed it very quickly and then just paper towel dried it very fast so I don't lose any of the flavor. And the main thing I wanted to do today is show you the proper way to cut herbs. Most people tend to cut herbs by kind of jamming the knife down on top of them, and what you'll find is you'll see a lot of the green from the herbs actually in your cutting board. And basically what you're doing is losing all the flavor. So rather than do that, what you want to do first, of course, is take your herbs off the stem. Quite easy to do, just work against the actual leaf itself. And you want to take those off. And then what you really want to do is put them in a small pile. And what you're going to want to do rather than chop down is actually slice through the herbs. So you kind of feed the herbs into it as you go and just slice through them very easily. And just keep going through it as much as you can. And then just go ahead and take those and bunch them and slice them in a little bit different direction. And you can smell these. Actually, this oregano right now, if you could smell on this video, you would be amazed at how much of the smell of the oregano is actually coming out. So you go ahead and just slice through them until they're as chopped up as you want. Do one more pass through here. Just keep kind of feeding it and bunching it through. And then if you'll notice, actually there is no color at all on my cutting board. So that's giving you an indication that the herbs have been sliced well and we've maintained all the flavor within the herbs. So I thought what I would do with these, just to give you an easy idea, you've probably seen me do this before, but I've taken some crooked neck squash and I've cut it lengthwise into 4 pieces. I've put olive oil on both sides of it, and then on this top layer I've just added some salt and pepper. And now I'm going to sprinkle this fresh oregano all over the top of this. And again, oregano grows like a wild weed. I have tons of it in the yard, and it's such a great herb, so you don't need to worry about how much you use. And then I'm just going to take this Parmesan cheese. We've done a little bit of freshly grated Parmesan, and I'm going to sprinkle that right over top of this, as so forth. And then basically what I'm going to do is go ahead and heat the grill up pretty high. And I'm going to put this zucchini on, or this crooked neck squash, on the grill with this side face up and grill it about 8 to 10 minutes. Just kind of keep using a fork to stab it to see when it's done. It'll all melt together. It tastes wonderful and it's super nutritious and super easy for you to make. So I hope you found this helpful. You can do this pretty much with any herb in terms of this slicing. Probably the exception is rosemary is a little firmer and you do have to do more of a chop. But give this a try and I think you'll really be pleased with how much more you can actually taste the herbs. Thanks a lot.